And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first, we got some watches and advisories still out. We have a high surf advisory for the north coast of the Seward Peninsula and also along the northwest coast for possible beach erosion due to large breaking waves that could wash up to the top of the shore. That's out for tonight and Sunday. And then a flood advisory is out, continues out for the Tanana River from Delta Junction to Fairbanks. And a flood watch remains out until further notice there for the Tanana River from Old Minto to, Manly Hot Springs. And from there, going to the fire danger chart here for grass, showing some medium fire dangers up here over the north slope for grass, also for the eastern interior there a little bit, and then medium also in the central Copper River Basin. Medium fire danger, as well as Prince of Wales Island here in the southern panhandle. Now for spruce, it's low everywhere around the state as far as spruce goes. So for the satellite imagery, you can see clouds here moving in to the southeast coast, kind of moving across there, and another batch dropping southeastward here across south central Alaska. Some clearing in behind here by 3 o'clock. Higher pressure right out through here ahead of this next front that's spreading wind and rain into the west coast areas, extending down to the eastern Aleutians and extending up to the north across the Seward Peninsula. Another system up here kind of approaching western Arctic coast. Another break, next system farther out to the west. And rolling that through again, you can see these clouds mostly just sliding off to the east there into western Canada. And the next system coming in, and that'll spread rain into south central Alaska here this evening, probably on toward midnight and after, and then I'll continue through tomorrow. And on the chart today, roughly the position of that front right about here at mid-afternoon, extending down into the east central Aleutian area, spreading rain into the Fox Islands. Rain starting to become more showery toward Adak and then ending out toward Shemya, with gusty winds and rain across the southwest interior, and then some lingering showers down here in Bristol Bay, slowly shifting eastward. Otherwise, a pretty dry day with some variable clouds, a little sunshine, isolated showers over the Talkeetnas here, southern Alaska, on up into the interior. Some light rain earlier on around Fairbanks, a little bit heavier up toward Chena Ridge and Hot Springs area, on up into the east side there. And then several troughs there moving in, bringing some showers to the panhandle. And for tonight, still some lingering showers here over the northern southeast coastal areas and ending along the North Gulf Coast. And pretty dry down towards Dixon Entrance there. This system right up to just south of the Bering Strait there, actually just southwest of Nome, low center, and that pushes the front inland here with rain again spreading into Cook Inlet around midnight or so and into the Matanuska Valley around midnight or after, but staying dry here over to the eastern interior up to the north along the Arctic coast. And westerly winds now, west-southwest winds, and numerous showers here over the southeastern Bering Sea, moving into the southwest coastal areas. And then the front dropping south of the central Aleutians, becoming dry with lighter winds out that way. And then for tomorrow, this low center kind of splits up in two here. And general trough here extending all the way down to this weak system that develops along the southern portion of the front here, just near the Barren Islands, actually, about 1,003 millibars. And north winds start to diminish here, St. Lawrence Island, but still pretty gusty through the Bering Strait and up over the Chukchi Sea there. Keeping that high surf advisory going at least through the day tomorrow. Dry over the eastern interior, periods of rain across southern Alaska into the North Gulf Coast, and having trouble getting in the Copper River Basin. So the mid and upper Tanana Valley, 40-mile country, upper Yukon Valley, all the way to the North Slope and the eastern Arctic coast. Dry tomorrow, and wet over the northern panhandle, otherwise cloudy with chance of showers to the south. And then on Monday, this system pushes off or more in a more southern track here with this low that goes from this position and then tracks east-southeastward on Monday. So that'll bring a better chance of rain in toward the southern panhandle with lesser chances up to the north, drying out along the North Gulf Coast. Showers diminishing here south central Alaska as high pressure to the southwest here builds and slowly shifts eastward. So look for some partial clearing in the afternoon with diminishing showers. In fact, in the afternoon, showers mainly over the mountainous terrain of south central Alaska. Again, more widespread here over the central interior and extending up over the Yukon Flats to the eastern Arctic coast. And again, a break right through here ahead of the next system that spreads more wind and rain into the northern Bering Sea, western Seward Peninsula. Rain making landfall along the Yukon Delta coast in the afternoon, extending back to the southwest there, but staying north of the Aleutians. Low clouds, fog, drizzle, a few showers with that batch of moisture here from about Adak westward to Kiska Island. And dry for the remainder of the Aleutians, partly to mostly sunny, light winds, Alaska Peninsula, Bristol Bay, into Kodiak Island and on up into the southern Kuskokwim Valley. Lows tonight, 30s to the east and to the north, up to the Arctic coast, 40s to near 50, really elsewhere around the state. And for highs tomorrow, 60, upper 50s to lower 60s here for the southeast coast. Same thing, Kodiak Island, mainly into the lower 60s. 55 to 60, south central Alaska. Susitna Valley, a little cooler in the 50 to 55 degree range for the highs. Mid 50s, Copper River Basin. 50s, all of the interior here. 40s, Arctic coast. Back into the 50s for the North Slope, and then mid 40s for the Arctic coast. And lower to mid 50s here for the Aleutians and the Bering Sea. Lows right around 40, St. Lawrence Island. 35 to 40 for the Seward Peninsula. Alaska Range northward, 35 to 40 for the lows, otherwise in the 40s south of the Brooks Range, all the way down to near 50 at Kodiak Island, and upper 40s to lower 50s for the Panhandle. That'll be followed by Monday afternoon highs, upper 50s to lower 60s here for the Kenai Peninsula, Susitna Matanuska Valley, lower 60s Kodiak Island, 55 to 60 in Bristol Bay. As you can see, lower to mid 50s here in the central interior, 40s for the Arctic coast, North Slope and Brooks Range, as well as into the Seward Peninsula to about Savunga and Gamble. 55 to 60 for your afternoon highs there for the southeast coast.